Okay, this is going to be a partial answer key for the work that you guys just did for properties of similar triangles. I want you to go ahead and look at the answers to questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I'm going to go over some of them. So for number 1, to find this missing piece of the ratio, you have to really look at what they're comparing. So for this one, they did AD, so the top left portion, and AC, the entire portion, compared to AE, the little piece, over AB, the big piece. Let's look at number 2. 2, they compared AD and DC. So this piece of the left side comparing this piece of the left side. So that would be AE over EB. Now we're looking at the right-hand side of the triangle. Now let's look at question 3. Here they're looking at DE, the base of the small triangle, and CB, the base of the big triangle, AD, the length of the small triangle, and AC, the length of the big triangle. To check your answer for 4, 5, and 6, just double check that you're looking at the completed ratio and following that same order for the missing side. The next problem I'd like to look at is question 7. Now for question 7, they gave you that AD was 10. So that means that this whole section right here, oh, this 4 floated over. I don't know why that happened. This should be a 4. This whole side right here, ignore that 4, should be 10. So I hope that you were able to figure out that that meant that this missing piece was 6. So if you were going to look at a relationship here, here's what I looked at. I looked at the small AE over EB. So I looked at this left-hand side compared to the base. That means if I'm going to now look at the whole triangle, the big triangle, remember we did the left-hand side and the base. So we did 4 over 6. I need the left-hand side of the big triangle now. So AD. What's the left-hand side of this triangle? 10. And what's the base of the big triangle? X. So if I cross multiply here, I'm going to get 4x equals 60, or x equals 15. How about number 8? Number 8, I set up my proportion again in that same way because I have my bases. So I looked at 8 compared to 4, so I did this left side to the base, and then I looked at the whole side to the base. So what is this whole side? It's not x, it's not 8, it's x plus 8. So what you should have written is that 8 over 4, 8 over 4 equals, okay, now whole left-hand side, x plus 8 over 5. X plus 8 over 5. When I multiply across, 8 times 5 is 40. And I also would get 4 times, let me move over just a little bit, 4 times x plus 8. I get 40 equals 4x plus 32. If you subtract 32 from both sides, you'll get 8 equals 4x, or x equals 2. The last problem I'm going to go over today is question 9. Let's move this guy up just a little bit. Okay, question 9, for question, well, let's look at this for one more second here. Question 7 and question 8 both gave us values for the bases of the triangle or the parallel lengths. Do you see that? The parallel lengths. So it was a little trickier to set up the proportions. For question 9, they gave me the side lengths. I love problems like this because the way I see it is the way I write the proportion. X over x plus 2 equals 6 over 9. So what I see, x over x plus 2, 6 over 9, is what I write. If they give me the parallel line lengths, then I know that my proportion is going to be a little trickier. Okay, back to my problem down here. 9 times x is 9x, and 6 times x plus 2 would give me 6x plus 12 equals 9x. Subtract 6x from both sides to get 3x equals 12, or x equals 4. For page 71, I'll just say again, check those completed ratios and follow that same order to find the missing length. I do want to quickly do question 10 for you. This is a case where I'm looking at, I have 3 parallel lines cut by 2 transversals. So these are some of my favorite questions again. What I see is what I write. 10 over x equals 8 over 12. 10 over x equals 8 over 12. So I'm just going to multiply, sorry, that's a 12, guys. So I'm going to multiply across, and I get 8x equals 120. And if you divide by 8 on both sides, you'll get that x equals 15. I know you guys can do 18, 19, and 20 on your own. Now remember, I'm going to be checking pages 70 and 71, all 20 questions. So please make sure the ones that I didn't go over, that you check in with a partner and make sure you have all those done. Good job today, guys.